but it's what they aren't saying that really tells the story. From cabinet officials who criticize bills they never read, to candidates who claim they served in wars they never fought in. We are going behind the talking points right now in a body language breakdown. And who better to help us with that than body language expert Tonya Reiman. All right, Tonya. By the way, author of the new book,
The Yes Factor.
The Yes Factor.
Right.
Okay, which, you know, O'Reilly thinks is a ripoff of his show, but I'll leave that between the two of you. All right, let's talk first about Eric Holder. He was asked about whether he'd read the new immigration law, of which he's been so critical. Watch it.
Have you read the Arizona law?
I have not had a chance to. I've glanced at it. I have not read it.
It's 10 pages. It's a lot shorter than the health care bill, which was 2,000 pages long. I'll give you my copy of it if you would like to have a copy. Even though you haven't read the law, do you have an opinion as to whether it's constitutional?
I've not been briefed yet. We, as I said, have had underway a review of the law. I have not been briefed by the people who have been who are responsible for that review.
All right, so what did you see there? Kind of fidgety.
Oh my goodness. Well, you know, when he first starts talking, what does he do? He does this, and this is a submissive gesture. He's like, please don't judge me. You know, give me a chance here. And then during the second half, you notice the obvious shift in his body position. But not only that, he then swings one arm over. He's closing himself off. He puts up this barrier so that he can protect himself.
What does it mean when you start fidgeting around in your chair
It's almost like you're changing positions on something. You don't know what to do. It's nervous energy, and you don't know how to get rid of it. So you figure if you shift around a little bit, it'll dispense.
So he was uncomfortable during that exchange.
Quite, yes.
Obviously, he knew he hadn't read the bill. That's awkward for anybody. Okay, now also we saw Janet Napolitano, our Homeland Security Secretary, get asked a similar thing. Watch her.
Have you had a chance to review the new law that was passed by the state of Arizona?
I have not reviewed it in detail. I certainly know of it, Senator.
So you're not prepared to make a judgment on it?
Senator, that is not a law. Let me just say this. As you know and are well aware, that's not the kind of law I would have signed.
What's up with the eyes down the whole time?
Wow, right. When you're doing that, you know, you can be saying, oh, I'm contemplating something, or you can be saying, I completely disagree. And the reason I think it was disagreement, because immediately following, she lifts her chin up in this elevated superiority thing. That's obviously not something I would agree on. And then there's extended eye closure. And when you have someone who extends their eye closure, typically they're telling you, I don't want to look at this. I don't want to see this.
And what does that mean? I don't want to look at it.
I don't want to be part of this. I don't want to know about this. Exactly. She was very closed in this. And in the beginning, she's twitching. If you watch her fingers, she's twitching. She was actually really nervous in this clip, even though it doesn't appear that she's nervous.
Yeah.
There was a lot going on inside.
You know, she projects strength and control, and sometimes a little anger.
Yes.
But that's not what you're seeing here.
I'm seeing she was very anxious during, and the leakage is coming out with the finger twitches, and then with the extended eye closure, and then the constantly looking down. So she did well to cover it up. She spoke slowly, she lifted up her chin, but this is what happens. Body language just pulls itself out.
The twitching shows it all.
Fingers.
Yeah, because I saw the hands like that, and I thought, all right, maybe, you know,
closed, and then you see
this will end
the finger, the finger, right?
All right, now last but not least, we watched this on our show. We got so much email on this on Tuesday when the Attorney General of Connecticut, Dick Blumenthal, came under fire for saying he had served in Vietnam when in fact he only served during the Vietnam era. And here was him speaking to that issue on Tuesday.
Now, on a few occasions, I have misspoken about my service, and I regret that, and I take full responsibility.
What'd you see there?
Okay, I want to hit firstly on what I think is most important. When he says, I've misspoken, he's looking down. You know, when you're making your key points, when you want people to believe you, you make direct eye contact with them. I have misspoken, I've made mistakes, direct eye contact. When he looks down, you see complete shame. In addition to that, the repetition of the same phrase over and over again is a very big red flag. So when I hear, I have misspoken, I've misspoken, I've misspoken, typically when you want someone to believe you, you'll go to any length possible to completely explain yourself.
But what do you mean? So in other words, he ran out of words to try to explain the misstatement?
No, instead of being ambiguous and saying, I've misspoken, explain. How did you misspeak? Was it a real error? Did you actually make an error? Were you being deceptive at that point, and now you have to come clean about it? When you hear someone repeating the same things over and over again, the red flag should go off and say, how come they're not elaborating? Why aren't they going into detail?
I always wonder about that because, you know, whenever you've been accused of something that you know is not true, it's easy to come out and say, are you kidding me?
That's right.
And you can take them back to the time, place.
Yes.
If you misspoke, you can go into the detail. In any event, very interesting. Tonya Reiman, author of The Yes Factor. Good luck with the book.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. Well, folks, new developments in the threat to pull the plug on the lights in Los Angeles. Arizona's home to 25% of LA's power plants, and it's ready to play hardball.